What's up, YouTube? How's everyone doing this lovely day? This is your boy Reg in the building. It is so hot outside, it's not even funny. Oh my fucking god. I was just outside. I don't even want to go back out for a little bit, but yeah, but I hope everyone's doing safe during this whole quarantine. The album I am about to review today is Escape's debut album, Hummin Commin at Ya. This was released in 1993 on Social Def Records. Singles albums known for were Just Kicking It, Understanding, Love on My Mind, and Tonight. Producers include Jermaine Dupri and Manuel Seal Jr. Alright, so yeah, you guys, for those who don't know who Xscape are, they were a R&B singing group from Atlanta, Georgia, which consists of members Tiny Harris, who is T.I.'s wife, Latasha and Tamika Scott, and Candy Perez. Originally they were a quartet. And they had another member named Timura Coggins Wing. And so what had happened was, they got their start. They met in high school. They got to start singing in choirs and whatnot. And so they did an audition for BET's show. I want to say it was Teen Summit. It was it was Teen Summit. They did edition of En Vogue's Hold On, and so to add a uniqueness to it, they beatboxed the track and then they were dancing and singing the track. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, it was kind of crazy too because Tim Coggins, she actually got into it with their then manager Jamal Abdul Samad, who was actually the father of the boys. Yes, the little R&B singing group that had that song "Down My Heart," all that shit. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And so Coggins had left, and the manager had left too, and so that's when they got a new manager, a new man. I think his name was Ian Burke, whatnot. And so fast forward to like 92, 93, you know, they went to I think one of Jermaine a party that was Jermaine Dupri's birthday party, and they sung as a quartet. Jermaine Dupri fucked with their style. He signed them to his group So So Def, and that's how this album came about. Yeah, this album right here, definitely. If you guys know that hip hop soul sound in the early '90s and whatnot, this is the album right here. One of the albums right here. Um, Very cool album cover and shit. I always love the red background and shit like that. I always love the red background. Of course, it's Candy right there. That's Tiny. That, and then of course that Latasha, Natavia. Actually, no, wait, hold up. That's always there. Excuse me, not Latavia. Latasha and Tamika. I'm sorry, I fucked that shit up. But yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. You know me. I have to unwrap it right now and shit. So, and I actually do have all of their albums too. So expect some reviews on them and shit like that. So. And of course, the song playing in the background is called Pumping. Alright. So yeah, this is the album cover right here. Like I said, I love the red background. And the thing about Escape that was very different from like a lot of R&B, hip hop soul groups like TLC and SWV was like the fact that their attire was like very like b-boy attire. And Jermaine Dupri was very influenced by like Jodeci, very influenced by Jodeci and shit like that. And that's why he really trying to model them like a female Jodeci and shit. So definitely thought that was unique. Um, One thing that was actually cool also about the liner notes was they had each group member giving their own individual thanks and shit, which I never really seen that in never seen that in like a lot of group liner notes and shit like that. So I kind of felt that was kind of unique. Hold on. also another thing unique is refolding the booklet, but and like even though like you guys have heard me on this channel being very critical about Jermaine Dupri, when he produces some good shit, he does. So alright, so technically this album has like 9 songs and shit like that. The first song is pretty much an intro, which I'm gonna talk about right now. It's like the humming coming after intro, which pretty much sets the whole tone of the album, in my opinion. And just Jermaine Dupri just setting the stage right for them. Track number 2, Just Kicking It. Yeah, that was a pretty dope track. That was led by Candy with ad-libs by Latasha. I mean, everyone knows that track. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Party on down to the Esky. Like, that song right there is a classic song. Very chill, laid back. That's like the perfect summertime. Like one of those perfect summertime joints right there and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, very dope track. I love this song. Track number 3 is playing in the background, Pumping. This was Candy and Tamique on lead vocals, and Jermaine Dupri, he does some vocals in the background and shit. Pretty cool track. Definitely has that that '93 sound towards it. Love that beat and shit like that. Definitely has, and you can tell with like this album, Jermaine Dupri was very influenced by like Death Row Records and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like with certain songs, he was very influenced by that sound too. So yeah, I definitely love that. Track number 4, Let Me Know. Pretty nice, a song with like a very nice groove towards it. That was all the members had lead vocals. Excuse me. All the members had lead vocals on that one. Yeah, just pretty much, the quintessential. A man should let a new woman know how much he loves her and stuff like that. Yeah, very cool track. Track number 5, Understanding. This is pretty much one of their most beloved and signature songs. Like, this track right here is such a very, very heartfelt track right here. And it's crazy too because I was reading somewhere where Jermaine Dupri, I think it was part of his like book he had, and he said some shit like how he felt that this was the reason why the album was successful as it was and shit like that, because Understanding went to number 1 and spent there 2 weeks tops and shit like that. And it's just one of those songs, like, it's very heartfelt. It's up there with the SWV's Weeks and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? I think they had a dope performance where they performed this at like the Essence Musical Festival or some shit like that. I think it was like in 1994. Yeah, that was a very, very, very good performance and shit. So yeah, very dope song. It's probably much one of my favorite songs from Xscape. I mean, just hearing those fucking keys, man, it's just, yeah, man. That's Understanding. Track number 6, WSSD's Nuts. I could have done without this skit. Again, it's pretty much a ripoff of them Death Row radio skits, which was throwing, y'all should know, throwing shots at like Ruthless Records, Eazy-E, all that stuff, and they even have the whole Easy on it, which yeah, I didn't really care for this skit. Yeah. Next song, With You. This was a Candy, Tiny, Latasha lead vocal right here, stuff like that. Pretty solid track. Not really one of my favorites, but pretty solid. Track number 8, It's My Living in Vain. My favorite track off this album. This song is actually a Clark Sisters cover track. The Clark Sisters are a very influential gospel group. I know you guys have probably seen the movie, that recent Lifetime movie about them, which I actually saw the movie. It was actually not a bad movie, and I'm not like the biggest fan of like the Clark sisters. I'm not really too big on their stuff, but it was a pretty solid movie, you know. And their sound pretty much influenced like a lot of gospel and R&B artists and whatnot too. Like, you know, everybody from like Yolanda Adams to Beyonce. So yeah, and then the song "It's My Living in Vain" is like one of like the Clark sisters like most famous songs, and I feel like Xscape definitely did their thing with this one right here and shit like that. You know, I love the beat. The beat was what really made it and shit too. So yeah, man, it's actually, if I was to pick my favorite song, it would be Understanding. But if I was to pick like the song vocally where I feel like they excelled the most, it's to be the "It's My Living in Vain" cover. So yeah, very very dope cover. I love it. Track number 9, "Love on My Mind." This was another single off this album. Very dope single. It wasn't as successful as like the previous two, just kicking it and understanding. But that beat is so ill. It uses the same sample that was used on LL Cool J's "To the Break of Dawn." If you guys recognize that, so yeah, that's a very dope track right here. The Scott sisters, they definitely did their thing with that one. Yeah, man, very dope. And the video was dope too. I love the video. Track number 10, Tonight. I forgot to also mention that Organized Noise, they actually had some, you know, songwriting credits on this song and With You and shit like that. So I felt that was pretty interesting. Tonight, yeah, that's another single off this album. Where it definitely like tried to, you know, have, it's like a nice groove towards it too and shit. So yeah. And last track, track 11, "Just Kicking It" remix, which it features Debrat. Yeah, the remix pretty much, it uses the it uses that staple single sample. It used that, I think, the staple single sample and shit like that. I prefer the original. You know, the Brat. I always like the Brat. Not a bad thing to say, but yeah, it's just the original was just very dope. Very, that beat. I just feel like certain songs shouldn't really, don't even need a remix. But and that's all of the songs off this album. Overall, this is a very good album. Um, it has a few like bumps on the road, to be honest. Like I mentioned before, like some of like the death row influences or like some the production, but you know, like I said before, I've always been critical of Jermaine Dupri, so it is what you expect. Also, I just felt like, you know, like with certain like songs and shit like that, it's like you kind of heard certain songs like before and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you know, it's just like I mentioned with the understanding and the SW Week and whatnot. But however, when I talk about the good in this album, like vocally, Escape was like on another stratosphere. You know, like a lot of their contemporaries. Um, I definitely like the fact, you know, the vocal chemistry to all the sisters, the songwriting. So, like, this is their first album. Would I call this album a classic? I don't think I would. I wouldn't really call this album a classic, to be honest. But I would not argue with anybody that would call it a classic, because my favorite album from them is the Off the Hook album, which that review is coming soon. But yeah, I just have to get this out the way first and shit like that, because you know, this album does get slept on a lot by like a lot of people, because they, you know, a lot of people kind of, this was like released around the same year as like a lot of dope R&B albums and shit too. So yeah, man, very 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 dope album. I would give it a chance. You know what I'm saying? And that's all the songs I have. I mean, all the time I have for y'all. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to this channel if y'all want more views like this. Peace.